probability of paternity is 0%. I read those words 3 times while my 7-year-old daughter sang Daddy's Girl from the living room. The paper trembles in my hands. Medical grade stock, thick and cold, like it's meant to carry weight, like it knows what it's destroying. Through the home office door, Lily's voice rises and falls with that song she learned at summer camp, the one she insists on performing every night after dinner, the one where she changes the lyrics to include my name. I spread the 3 test results across my desk, next to the family portrait from last Christmas. We're all wearing those ridiculous matching sweaters Sarah insisted on. The kids had protested. Tommy said he looked like a candy cane. Emma rolled her eyes so hard I thought they'd stick. And Lily, my baby, she just grinned and said, "Daddy looks silly too, so it's okay." 0%, 0%, 0%. The numbers blur, but they don't change. I blink hard, feeling the beginning of something I can't name yet. My phone buzzes, Sarah texting that she's picking up Chinese food, our Friday tradition. I stare at her contact photo, taken on our anniversary last month. 11 years married, 7-year-old Lily, 5-year-old Tommy, 3-year-old Emma. The math had never bothered me before. Something was wrong with the percentages. I had ordered the tests as a fun Christmas gift idea. Ancestry DNA kits for the whole family, planning to make a heritage scrapbook with the kids. The kind of project Sarah would post about on Instagram. The kind that would get hundreds of likes from other moms saying what a thoughtful father I was. Instead, the company had sent these preliminary relationship confirmations. A formality, they said, just to verify family connections before processing the ancestry data. My chest feels too small. The room spins slightly and I grip the edge of the desk. The wood is solid, real, unlike everything else suddenly seems to be. I can hear Tommy in the hallway now, asking Lily to play dinosaurs. She tells him to wait until after her concert. He whines. Normal. Everything's so beautifully, horrifyingly normal. I pick up the phone to call the testing company. There's been a mistake. Has to be. My hands shake so badly it takes 3 tries to hit the right numbers. The customer service rep is patient, kind even. She walks me through the test process, the chain of custody, the triple check-in they do. She says the words I don't want to hear. These results are 99.9% accurate, sir. We've never had a false negative for paternity. That's when I hear Sarah's key in the door. "Daddy, Mommy's home." Lily abandons her song and races past my office. I shove the papers into my desk drawer, my heart hammering against my ribs like it's trying to escape. Like it knows what's coming and wants out before everything breaks. Sarah appears in the doorway, takeout bags in hand, that smile that convinced me 11 years ago she was everything I wanted. "You okay? You look pale." "Just work stuff," I manage. My voice sounds almost normal. Almost. She studies me for a moment, and something flickers across her face. Something I've never noticed before, or maybe something I'd never wanted to see. "Well, dinner's here. Your favorite General Tso's." At the dinner table, I watch my family like I'm seeing them for the first time, or maybe the last time. Tommy's got sauce on his chin, Emma's trying to use her chopsticks like drumsticks, and Lily's telling Sarah about her day at school, how she defended a smaller kid from a bully. "We don't leave people behind," she says, proud. "That's what Daddy taught me." Sarah's hand trembled as she passed the salt. I noticed things I've never noticed before. How Tommy's eyes are the wrong shade of brown. How Emma's dimple is on the left, like Sarah's. But also like, I stop myself. Not yet. I can't think about that yet. "Mark called earlier," Sarah says, casual, too casual. "Wants to know if you're still on for golf tomorrow." Mark, my best friend since college, best man at our wedding, godfather to all 3 kids. Mark, who was always there when I traveled for work. Mark, whose wife Jennifer had struggled with fertility for years, while we seemed to pop out kids so easily. "I'll probably skip it," I say. The food tastes like cardboard in my mouth. "You should go," Sarah insists. You haven't seen him in weeks. Mom, why is Daddy crying? It's Emma who asks, and I realize there are tears on my face. Silent ones, the kind that sneak out when you're trying so hard to hold everything together that something has to give. Just happy, I tell her, forcing a smile that probably looks like I'm in pain. Sometimes daddies cry when they're happy. Lily gets up from her chair and wraps her small arms around my neck. She smells like strawberry shampoo and crayon wax. It's okay, Daddy. We love you. That night, after the kids are asleep, I lie next to Sarah and stare at the ceiling. She's scrolling through her phone, occasionally showing me something. A funny meme, a friend's vacation photos, normal couple things. The space between us in bed feels like an ocean. If you've ever had your world change in an instant, where you can actually feel the before and after split apart, you know this feeling. That sensation of falling while lying perfectly still. I wait until her breathing evens out, then slip out of bed. My home office feels like a crime scene. I pull out the test results again, hoping they've changed. They haven't. Then I open my laptop and do something I swore I'd never do. I log into Sarah's Google account. We've shared passwords for years, for emergencies, we'd said, for trust. Her calendar loads first. I scroll back, my stomach churning. 7 years of entries, doctor's appointments, girls' nights, work conferences. And then I see it, a pattern I'd never noticed because I'd never looked. Mark's name, peppered throughout the months. Coffee meetings when I was at work. Lunch dates she'd never mentioned. And the business trips. Every business trip lined up with a conception date. My hands are steady now. Funny how clarity can do that. How the worst truth is somehow better than the best lie. I take screenshots of everything. The shared hotel booking confirmations in her trash folder. She thought she'd deleted them, but Google keeps everything for 30 days. The credit card charges at restaurants I'd never heard of on days she was supposedly at her sister's. The prenatal appointment 3 months before, she told me she was pregnant with Tommy when I'd been in Japan for 2 weeks. I find their emails next. Not many. They were careful. But careful isn't perfect when you're maintaining a lie for 7 years. The first one makes me run to the bathroom and vomit. It's dated 2 years into our marriage, 2 months after I had taken a promotion that required more travel. She's telling him she's scared I'll find out. He's telling her I'm too trusting to ever suspect. He was right. Mark's name kept appearing in her calendar. There's a photo attached to one email. Sarah, pregnant with Emma, at what looks like Mark's lake house, the one he inherited from his parents, the one where we'd all spent summers together as couples. She's wearing a bikini, hand on her belly, smiling at whoever's taking the picture. The timestamp shows I was in London, closing the Morrison deal. I remember calling her that night, apologizing for missing another prenatal appointment. She'd said it was fine, that her sister went with her. The password was our anniversary. How fitting. I sit back in my chair, the leather creaking under the weight of what I now know. Tomorrow, I'll have to look at my children, no, the children, and pretend nothing has changed. Tomorrow, I'll have to decide what to do with this truth that burns like acid in my chest. But tonight, I document everything, every email, every receipt, every photo. I create folders, organize evidence like I'm preparing for the trial of my life, which, I suppose, I am. The sun is coming up when I finally close the laptop. Sarah's still asleep, turned away from me like she has been for who knows how long. I stand in the doorway of each child's room, Lily clutching her stuffed rabbit, Tommy sprawled like a starfish, baseball glove on his nightstand, Emma curled into a tight ball, thumb in her mouth, even though we've been trying to break that habit. They look nothing like me. How had I never seen it? Her sister knew. She'd been the alibi. I find the text thread between Sarah and her sister Anne. Years of coordination, years of covering. Tell him I'm with you. If Michael calls, I'm at your place. Thanks for yesterday. You're the best sister ever. Anne, who brings my favorite beer to family gatherings. Anne, who made a toast at our anniversary party about what a perfect couple we were. Anne, who held my hand at the hospital when Tommy was born, when I was crying with joy, and she was crying with, what? Guilt, pity. The house feels different now, poisoned. Every family photo on the wall is a lie in a frame. Every world's best dad mug in the cupboard is a mockery. The pencil marks on the doorframe measuring the kid's height. Was I measuring another man's children all along? I make coffee and sit at the kitchen table, the same table where we've had 7 years of family dinners, where I taught Tommy to write his name, where Emma took her first solid food, where Lily lost her first tooth and we celebrated the tooth fairy's visit. That's when I see it, stuck to the refrigerator, with a magnet shaped like a heart, a drawing in green crayon, stick figures holding hands. The tall one labeled Daddy in Lily's shaky handwriting. The round one labeled Mommy. 3 smaller figures, me, Tommy, Emma. At the bottom, she'd written, my family misspelled in that precious way kids do. We don't leave. We don't leave. The morning sun streams through the kitchen window, highlighting the drawing like it's under a spotlight. Like the universe is asking me a question I don't know how to answer. In the living room, I can see the DNA test kit box still sitting on the coffee table, innocent looking, just cardboard and marketing promises about discovering your roots. Instead, it had torn mine clean out of the ground. The first email was dated 2 months before our wedding. I'd found it buried in a subfolder, like she'd tried to hide it even from herself. I don't know if I can go through with it, she'd written to him. Michael loves me. He wants to marry me. His response, but do you love him? Her answer had taken 3 days to come. I love what we could have, the stability, the future. He'll be a good father to another man's children. I hear footsteps on the stairs. Lily, always the early riser. She appears in her pajamas, hair a wild tangle, rubbing her eyes. Daddy, why are you up? Couldn't sleep, sweetheart. She climbs into my lap, her weight familiar and foreign at the same time. Bad dreams? Something like that. She puts her small hand on my cheek. It's okay, Daddy. Dreams aren't real. Only this is real. She pats my face with emphasis, then grins. See? Real Daddy. Real Daddy. If only she knew. But she doesn't need to. Not yet. Maybe not ever. That's a decision I haven't made. One of 1,000 decisions waiting for me like landmines in the coming days. Want to help me make breakfast? I ask. Pancakes. Her eyes light up. Whatever you want. As I mix batter, and she chatters about her plans for the day. A play date with her friend Sophie. A new book she wants me to read to her. How she's going to teach Tommy to do a cartwheel. I realize something. The DNA doesn't matter to her, to any of them. I'm the one who's been there for every nightmare, every scraped knee, every birthday cake. I'm the one they run to when they're scared. I'm the one they call Daddy. But I'm also the fool who's been living a lie for 7 years. Sarah comes down an hour later, the other kids trailing behind her. She kisses my cheek, a practiced gesture that now feels like a betrayal in itself. You're up early. Couldn't sleep. She looks at me more carefully. You sure you're okay? We need to talk, I say quietly. Later, after the kids are at their play dates. Something shifts in her expression. Fear? Recognition? About what? I think you know. Tommy interrupts, wanting orange juice. Emma needs help finding her favorite dress. Lily's explaining to Sarah about the pancakes we made. The morning routine rolls on, unstoppable, like nothing's changed. But everything has changed. As I watch Sarah help Emma with her dress, I wonder how many times she's looked at our daughter, their daughter, and seen Mark's face. Has she felt guilty, relieved? Has she thought about telling me? The doorbell rings. It's Jennifer, Mark's wife, here to pick up Tommy for their boys' play date. Her son Kevin is Tommy's best friend. They're only 4 months apart in age, which seemed like lucky timing back then. Now I wonder about that timing. I wonder about everything. Michael, Jennifer smiles warmly. You look tired. Long night. Mark mentioned you might skip golf today. He'll be disappointed. I look at her, really look at her. Does she know? Has she been laughing at me too, all these years? Or is she another fool in this game, thinking her husband is at work when he's really... Tell him I'll see him soon, I say. After she leaves with Tommy and Kevin, I stand at the window watching her car disappear down the street. 2 women living lies, 2 men keeping secrets, 4 children caught in the middle, and 1 DNA test that's about to bring it all crashing down. Sarah's hand touches my shoulder. Michael, you're scaring me. I turn to look at the woman I married, the woman I thought I knew, the mother of children I thought were mine. You should be scared, I tell her, and for the first time in 7 years, I see the truth naked on her face. She knows that I know. The lawyer's office smells like leather and disappointment, probably not intentional, but fitting. Richard Brennan comes highly recommended. Shark in a suit, my brother called him, the kind of lawyer who makes other lawyers nervous. I spread the DNA results across his mahogany desk, followed by the printed emails, the credit card statements, the calendar screenshots. Evidence of a 7-year lie, organized in color-coded folders like, I'm presenting a quarterly business report instead of the destruction of my family. Richard reviews everything with the detached efficiency of someone who's seen worse, much worse. How long have you known? He asks without looking up. 4 days. Have you confronted her? She knows I know something. I haven't shown her these yet. He leans back in his chair, fingers steepled. In terms of divorce proceedings, this is what we call a slam dunk. Adultery, proven, paternity fraud, documented, financial deception. These credit card charges show marital assets being used for the affair. Any judge would give you everything. And the children? He pauses. That's more complicated. They're not mine. Biologically, no. Legally? He pulls out a thick book, flips to a marked page. In this state, you're legally their father, regardless. The words hang in the air like a lifeline I'm not sure I want to grab. You signed the birth certificates, he continues. You've been their father for their entire lives. The court considers the best interests of the children, not DNA. Unless you want to contest paternity, what would that mean? You could potentially be released from child support obligations. But you'd also lose all parental rights, no custody, no visitation. You become a legal stranger to them. I think about Lily's drawing on the refrigerator, Tommy's baseball glove, Emma's thumb sucking. And if I don't contest, then you're their father. Full stop. You can fight for custody like any divorcing parent. Given the circumstances, the deception, the long-term affair, you'd likely get primary custody if you want it. If I want it. If I want to raise another man's children. If I want to look at their faces every day and see the betrayal written in their features. There's more, Richard says, shuffling through the papers. This email here, where she discusses hiding assets, that's criminal fraud. And this one, where she mentions making sure you're traveling during her prenatal appointments. That shows deliberate, systematic deception. We could pursue damages. Damages? Emotional distress, financial fraud. There's precedent for men in your situation receiving substantial settlements. My situation. Like I'm a category now. A statistic in the betrayed husband's column. I need to think. Take your time. But, Michael? He looks at me over his glasses. Document everything from now on. Every conversation. Every interaction. If she knows you know, she's already talking to a lawyer, too. And her lawyer's telling her to establish status quo, to make you look like the bad guy who abandoned his family when he found out a difficult truth. I leave his office with a retainer agreement and a weight in my chest that feels like drowning in reverse. Pressure pushing out instead of in. That evening, after Sarah takes Lily and Emma to dance class, I stand in the doorway of the children's bedrooms. Tommy's first. His room is a shrine to baseball, posters of players I've taught him to admire, the glove I bought him for his 5th birthday, the trophy from T-ball where I coached his team. On his dresser, a framed photo from last Father's Day. We're at the batting cages, both wearing Red Sox jerseys. His smile is pure joy. I pick up the photo, studying his face, really studying it. The shape of his nose, not mine. The set of his jaw, not mine. But the way he holds the bat, that's exactly how I taught him. The way he squints in the sun, that's my squint, learned and not inherited. Emma's room next, pink everything, because she insists she's a pink girl. Her bookshelf holds every story I've ever read to her, spine broken from repetition. Goodnight Moon is barely holding together, her favorite when she was 2. I remember holding her during those 2 a.m. readings, walking the floors while Sarah slept, Emma's fevered little body against my chest as I whispered about the quiet old lady whispering hush. On her nightstand, a Father's Day card she made at preschool, a traced handprint in purple paint. My daddy is my hero in the teacher's neat writing, but Emma had insisted on adding her own scrawled I love you at the bottom. Tommy had drawn our family. I was the tallest figure, arms around everyone. I find it in Lily's room, stuck to her mirror with tape. She'd drawn it last month for a school project about families. I'm a giant stick figure with awkwardly long arms, stretched wide enough to encompass all of them. Sarah's figure is smaller, off to the side slightly. The children are clustered against my legs. Above it all, she'd written, "My daddy protects us." Protects, present tense. I sit on her bed, the pink comforter covered in unicorns and rainbows. This is where I've sat for hundreds of bedtime stories, where I've checked for monsters, where I've promised that nothing bad would ever happen to her as long as Daddy was around. What happens when Daddy finds out? Daddy isn't Daddy. My phone buzzes. Sarah. Girls want to know if you'll make your special mac and cheese tonight. My special mac and cheese. The one where I add 3 types of cheese and those breadcrumbs they love. The one I learned to make when Sarah had morning sickness with Tommy, with Mark's child, and couldn't stand the smell of most foods. I text back, of course, normal. Keep everything normal, Richard's words echo, establish status quo. But nothing about this is normal. I'm standing in rooms that belong to children who aren't mine, about to make dinner for a family built on lies, pretending everything's fine, while evidence of betrayal burns in locked folders on my laptop. When they get home, Lily races to show me her new dance move. Emma wants help with a puzzle. Sarah watches from the doorway, and I can feel her assessment. She's trying to gauge what I know, how much danger she's in. We should talk tonight, she says carefully, after the kids are asleep. Yes, I agree, we should. Dinner is surreal. The kids chatter about their day. Sarah pushes food around her plate. I watch them all like I'm already gone, already a ghost in this house. Like I'm memorizing them for the long absence that might be coming. Daddy, Emma says suddenly. Katie at school says her daddy lives in another house now. Her parents got divorced. The table goes quiet. Sarah's fork freezes halfway to her mouth. That happens sometimes, I say carefully. But not to us, right? Emma's eyes are wide, worried. No matter what happens, I tell her, I will always be your daddy. Sarah makes a sound. Relief? Guilt? I don't look at her to find out. After dinner, after baths and stories and kisses goodnight, Sarah and I sit across from each other at the kitchen table, the same table where we've made every major decision of our marriage, where we decided to try for kids, where we planned our future. How long have you known? She asks. I pull out the DNA results, place them between us. She doesn't look surprised. 4 days. How long have you been lying to me? Your mother knew, didn't she? The question comes out before I mean it to. Sarah's face crumples, and suddenly she's crying. Not pretty tears, ugly body-shaking sobs. I never meant, she starts. Stop. I can't listen to excuses, not yet. Just answer the questions. Your mother knew? She nods. She figured it out when Tommy was born. He looked so much like Mark as a baby. And Anne? I had to tell someone. I was going crazy with the guilt. The guilt. I laugh, but it sounds like breaking glass. 7 years of guilt and you never thought to tell me? I tried. So many times I tried. But then you'd come home and be such a good father. And you couldn't stop fucking my best friend long enough to tell me the truth? The words crack like a whip. She flinches. It wasn't like that. Then tell me what it was like. I pull out more papers, the emails, the hotel receipts. Tell me what it was like when you were at his lake house, pregnant with Emma, while I was in London. Tell me what it was like every time you watched me teach Tommy to play baseball, knowing he was Mark's son. She's sobbing harder now, but I feel nothing, just cold clarity. Does Jennifer know? No, God, no. We were careful. Not careful enough. I gesture to the evidence spread across the table. 7 years, Sarah. 3 children. Every birthday, every Christmas, every Father's Day. All of it a lie. You're their father? She looks up, mascara streaming. Biology doesn't matter. It mattered enough for you to fuck him 3 times. It wasn't. We didn't plan the pregnancies. Oh, so it was an accident? 3 accidents? While using protection, I assume, since you were so careful. Her silence is answer enough. When did it start? I ask. Does it matter? I slam my hand on the table. Both of us jump. Yes, it fucking matters. 2 months before the wedding. The first email was dated 2 months before our wedding. I'd found it, but hearing her say it makes it real in a different way. You walked down the aisle knowing you were sleeping with my best friend. I loved you. Stop. I stand up, needing distance. You don't get to say that. You don't get to claim love while carrying on an affair for our entire marriage. It wasn't our entire... When did it end? She goes quiet again. Sarah, when did it end? It didn't. The words hang between us like a physical presence. Present tense, it didn't end, it's still happening. And you're still... We tried to stop, multiple times, but... Get out! Michael, please, get out of this house. Go to your mother's, go to Anne's, go to Mark's, I don't care, but you're not sleeping here tonight. You can't kick me out of my own house. The children are asleep. They don't need to see this. You'll leave quietly, and tomorrow we'll figure out how to explain this to them. I'm not leaving my children. They're not your children. The words come out before I can stop them. According to DNA, they're Mark's children. Maybe he should raise them. It's cruel and I know it. She collapses back into the chair, sobbing. But I can't find sympathy. Not yet. Maybe not ever. We hear a sound from the stairs. Both of us freeze. Mommy? It's Emma, her small voice worried. Are you crying? Sarah wipes her face quickly, trying to compose herself. No, sweetie, just talking to Daddy. Go back to bed. I had a bad dream. I move first, heading to the stairs. Emma's standing there in her princess nightgown, clutching her stuffed elephant. I scoop her up, and she wraps her arms around my neck. What was the dream about? I ask, carrying her back to her room. You and Mommy were gone. I couldn't find you anywhere. My chest tightens. We're not going anywhere, baby. Promise? I tuck her back into bed, pulling the covers up to her chin. Daddy promises he's not going anywhere. What about Mommy? I glance toward the door. Sarah's standing there, watching us. Mommy's here too, I say. Now close your eyes. Dream about unicorns this time, okay? Emma nods, already drifting back towards sleep. I kiss her forehead and leave the room. Sarah's still in the hallway. Thank you, she whispers. For not... I did it for her, not for you. Back downstairs, we stand on opposite sides of the kitchen like boxers in different corners. I'll go to Anne's, Sarah says finally. But Michael, we need to think about what's best for the kids. Now, you want to think about them? I've always thought about them. Everything I did was to protect them, to keep their family together. No? I shake my head. You don't get to play martyr. You made choices. Selfish choices. And now, we all have to live with the consequences. She gathers her purse, her phone. At the door, she turns back. I know you hate me right now. You have every right to. But those children, they love you. You're the only father they've ever known. I know, I say quietly. That's what makes this so much worse. After she leaves, I stand in the empty kitchen. The house feels different without her in it, lighter somehow, like a weight I didn't know I was carrying has been lifted, but also wrong, unbalanced, like a table missing a leg. I pull out my phone and scroll to Mark's number. My thumb hovers over the call button. Part of me wants to drive to his house right now to confront him while the rage is still hot and clean. But Emma's nightmare stops me. The kids need stability tonight. Tomorrow, Mark and I will have our reckoning. I pour myself a scotch. The good stuff. The bottle we were saving for special occasions. If finding out your entire life is a lie doesn't count as special, what does? Jennifer, you need to hear this recording. The thought comes unbidden. Jennifer, who's been as much a victim in this as I have. Jennifer, who's been trying to have children for years, not knowing her husband already has 3. I pull up her contact. She deserves to know, but not tonight. Not like this. When I tell her, and I will tell her, it needs to be with proof, with care. She's going to shatter just like I have. My phone rings. Sarah. I'm at Anne's, she says. What are we telling the kids tomorrow? The truth, I say. Age-appropriate versions of it. You can't tell them I won't tell them about the biology, but they're going to know we're separating. They're going to know you lied to Daddy about something important. That's cruel. That's honest. Something you might want to try. I hang up before she can respond. Later, I stand in the doorway of each child's room again, watching them sleep. These 3 little people who've called me Daddy their whole lives, who I've loved with everything in me, who aren't mine, but are more mine than anyone else's because I'm the one who's been here. Tommy shifts in his sleep, mumbling something about baseball. Tomorrow's Saturday. We have practice. I'm the assistant coach. Mark's the head coach. The irony is so thick I could choke on it. I think about what Richard said. Legal father, biological stranger, rights and responsibilities. But none of his legal terms capture this. Standing in the dark, watching children sleep, knowing that love doesn't care about DNA, but betrayal poisons everything it touches. Daddy, are you leaving us? The question Emma will ask. That they'll all ask, in different ways. And I'll have to find an answer that protects them while being honest. That keeps their world as intact as possible while acknowledging that it's forever changed. I close Tommy's door and lean against the wall in the hallway. Tomorrow I'll have to face Mark. I'll have to look at the man who's been my brother in everything but blood and see him for what he really is. A liar, a betrayer, a thief who stole not just my wife, but my children's biological truth. But tonight, I'm still their daddy. Tonight, they're sleeping safe in their beds, dreaming whatever innocent dreams still come to children who don't yet know how deeply adults can wound each other. My phone buzzes. Mark. Still on for golf tomorrow? Need to talk to you about something important. The audacity of it takes my breath away. He wants to talk about something important. After 7 years, now he wants to talk. I type back, yes, we definitely need to talk. Tomorrow, the second part of my world explodes. But tonight, I sit at the kitchen table where my family, whatever that means now, has shared thousands of meals. I look at Lily's drawing still on the refrigerator. We don't leave, but sometimes we have to. Sometimes staying is the cruelest thing you can do. I'll test my children too. The thought comes like a whisper. Not my thought, Jennifer's future thought. When she knows, she'll test her own children. She'll doubt everything, just like I have. The ripples of this betrayal will spread through 2 families, 4 children, countless relationships. All because 2 people couldn't keep their hands off each other. All because I trusted the wrong people with my whole heart. The golf course is empty this early. Morning mist clings to the fairway like the last traces of a dream you can't quite shake. Mark's already at the first tee, practicing his swing. The same swagger, the same easy confidence that made him everyone's friend in college. The same charm that apparently worked on my wife. Mike, he grins when he sees me. Been too long, brother. Brother, the word hits like a physical blow. We need to talk, I say, not bothering with pleasantries. His smile falters slightly. Everything okay? Sarah mentioned you've been stressed. Oh, did she? I pull out my phone, scroll to the photos of the DNA results. When did she mention that? During your Tuesday lunch? Or was it during your Thursday evening work meetings? The color drains from his face. Mike, don't. I hold up the phone, showing him the results. 0%, all 3 of them. He sits down hard on the bench beside the tee. For a moment, he looks like he might vomit. Good. How long have you known? He asks. 4 days. How long have you been fucking my wife? It wasn't like 7 years, Mark. 7 years. I'm surprised by how calm my voice is. Every poker night, every family barbecue, every time you played with the kids, your kids, you were lying to my face. I wanted to tell you when Tommy was born, Emma, Lily. When exactly were you planning to mention that you'd been sleeping with my wife our entire marriage? He stands up, tries to meet my eyes. Can't. I love her. The rage that's been simmering erupts. I grab him by the collar, and for a second I think I might actually hit him. The baseball bat in my golf bag, the one from Tommy's Little League that I'd brought to return to him, seems to pulse with possibility. You love her? My voice is dangerous now. Then why didn't you marry her? She chose you while fucking you. Mike, please, let's talk about this rationally. Rationally? You want rational? I release him with a shove. Here's rational. You've been letting me raise your children for 7 years. You've watched me teach Tommy to throw a curveball, your son, while you stood there knowing the truth. You let me pace hospital floors when they were sick, pay for their futures, love them with everything I had, all while knowing they were yours. They're not mine, he says quietly, not in any way that matters. Jennifer's going to love that logic. He goes white. You can't tell Jennifer. I can't. Watch me. Mike, please, it would destroy her. She's been through so much with the fertility treatments. And whose fault is that? Who's been giving her false hope while spreading his seed in my garden? That's crude. That's accurate. Jennifer, you need to hear this recording. I pull out my phone again, hit record. Say it again. Tell me the truth. On the record. Mike, say it or I'm driving to your house right now. He looks around the empty golf course like help might materialize. When it doesn't, his shoulders slump. I've been having an affair with Sarah for 7 years. I'm the biological father of Tommy, Emma, and Lily. And Jennifer doesn't know. Jennifer doesn't know. I stop recording. She's going to. Mike, please. You had 7 years to come clean, 7 years to be a man about it. Instead, you let me live a lie. You let Jennifer live a lie. You let those kids... I have to stop. The emotion is choking me. A car pulls into the parking lot. Mark's face transforms with relief until he sees who gets out. Jennifer. She's carrying coffee, probably planning to surprise him. Early morning coffee on the golf course. The kind of thing good wives do. The kind of thing Sarah used to do, back when I thought she was a good wife. Hey guys, she calls out walking toward us. Thought you could use some caffeine. Mark looks at me, pleading. I could stop this. I could take the coffee, make small talk, let him tell her in his own way. But I think about all the mornings Jennifer has smiled at me, asked about the kids, all the times she's said how lucky Sarah and I are to have 3 beautiful children, all the Mother's Days. She's cried because she couldn't conceive. Jennifer, I say, you need to hear this recording. What recording? She looks between us, sensing the tension. What's going on? I hit play. Mark's voice fills the morning air, tinny but clear. I've been having an affair with Sarah for 7 years. I'm the biological father of Tommy, Emma, and Lily. The coffee cups hit the ground, brown liquid spreading across the pavement like blood. Jennifer's knees buckle. Mark reaches for her, but she jerks away. Don't touch me. Her voice is barely a whisper, then louder. Don't you fucking touch me. Jen, please let me explain. Explain? Explain what? That you've been... She can't finish. She looks at me. All 3? I nod. Oh God. Oh my God. She's hyperventilating. Every time we went to their birthday parties, every time I held those babies, every time I asked why God wouldn't give us children. Jen, you had 3. You had 3 children and let me think I was broken. She's screaming now, hitting his chest with her fists. He doesn't try to stop her. I don't either. She deserves this moment of rage. When she finally stops, exhausted, she turns to me. How long have you known? 4 days. And Sarah? She's at her sister's. We're getting divorced. She nods, like this makes sense. Like anything makes sense anymore. I need to see the tests. I need to see everything. I'll email you the files. Jen, please, Mark tries again. It's not what you think. She laughs. It's the ugliest sound I've ever heard. Not what I think. What do I think, Mark? Tell me. What exactly do I think about my husband fathering 3 children with another woman while I pump myself full of hormones and cried myself to sleep every month when the test came back negative? I never meant shut up, just shut up. She looks at me. I'm getting tested too. I'll test my children too. There it is. The doubt that will poison everything now. Every memory, every moment of their marriage will be suspect. Kevin and Madison, she says, naming their 2 kids. I'm testing them. Jen, they're mine, I swear. Your word means nothing. She's eerily calm now. Michael, can you send me your lawyer's information? I nod. She walks back to her car, then turns. 7 years? 7 years, I confirm. Our whole marriage, our entire marriage. Mark starts to follow her. Jen, wait. If you come home tonight, I'll call the police, she says simply. Your things will be on the lawn by noon. After she drives away, Mark and I stand in silence. The morning mist has burned off, revealing a perfect day. The kind of day we would have played 18 holes, talked about work, complained about getting older. The kind of day that will never happen again. I'm sorry, he says finally. No, you're not. You're sorry you got caught. I tried to end it multiple times, but you didn't. No. Do you love her? I ask. He considers lying. I can see it on his face. Then, yes. Do you love your children? I don't know them. Not really. I'm Uncle Mark, the fun guy who brings presents. And that was enough for you? It had to be. I pick up the baseball bat from my bag. He flinches, but I just hand it to him. This is Tommy's, from Little League. He'll need it for practice. You're still going to coach? I'm still his father, the only one he's ever known. Mike, we're done here, Mark. We're done everywhere. If you come near my family, and yes, they're my family, I'll destroy you. I have recordings of Sarah admitting to everything, every hotel receipt, every email. I'll make sure everyone knows what kind of man you are. I leave him standing there, holding a child's baseball bat, looking like the stranger he's always been. At home, the kids are eating breakfast. Sarah must have come back early. She's making pancakes, their favorite, trying to create normalcy out of chaos. Daddy! Lily runs to hug me. Where were you? Had to meet someone. Was it Uncle Mark? Tommy asks. He's supposed to help with batting practice today. Uncle Mark can't make it today. Sarah looks at me over the kids' heads. I can see the question in her eyes. I nod slightly. She knows I've told them both. Kids, she says, her voice artificially bright. Why don't you go play in the backyard? Daddy and I need to talk. Is it about the divorce? Emma asks. We both freeze. What makes you say that, sweetheart? I ask. Katie's parents got divorced. She said they acted weird first, like you and Mommy are acting. Daddy, are you leaving us? Lily asks it directly, her small face crumpled with worry. No, baby. Daddy's not leaving you. Ever. But you and Mommy... Sometimes, Sarah says carefully, Mommies and Daddies decide they can't live in the same house anymore. But that doesn't mean we stop loving you. Why can't you live together? Tommy demands. It's complicated, buddy, I tell him. Did Mommy do something bad? Emma asks. Sarah's face crumbles. I could let her twist. Could let the kids see her as the villain. It would be so easy. Sometimes adults make mistakes, I say instead. Big ones. But that's between Mommy and Daddy. It has nothing to do with how much we love you. I don't want you to divorce. Lily starts crying. I want our family. We'll still be a family, I promise, just a different kind. I hate different. She runs inside. Tommy follows her, but not before giving us both a look of pure betrayal. Emma stays, watching us with those two wise eyes. You still love us? She asks me specifically. More than all the stars in the sky. Even though Mommy made a mistake? Even then. She nods, processing this. Okay, but I'm sad. Me too, baby, me too. After she goes inside, Sarah and I stand in the kitchen like strangers. You told them both? They deserve to know. How did Jennifer take it? How do you think? She nods, wrapping her arms around herself. I know you hate me. I don't hate you. I realize it's true as I say it. I'm furious. I'm hurt beyond words. But I don't hate you. I hate what you did. I hate what you've taken from me. But you're still the mother of... I stop. You're still their mother. And you're still their father, no matter what the DNA says. My lawyer says I can fight for full custody. Fear flashes across her face. Michael, I haven't decided anything yet. But Sarah, you need to understand. You destroyed our marriage, but I won't let you destroy those kids. They come first. Always. That's all I want too. No, if that's all you wanted, you would have ended it with Mark 7 years ago. 2 days later, we're at the mediator's office. Sarah's lawyer is a shark in designer heels, probably Anne's recommendation. My lawyer, Richard, sits beside me like a guard dog, ready to pounce. The mediator, a gray-haired woman named Patricia, reviews our case with the same expression I imagine she'd wear reading a grocery list. She's seen it all before. We're just another Tuesday afternoon. Custody, she begins. You're seeking joint? I want full custody, I say. They're my children. Sarah's lawyer starts to object, but I cut her off. I have recordings, documentation, 7 years of systematic deception, paternity fraud, adultery, financial malfeasance. My client is their biological mother, and I'm their legal father, the only father they've ever known, the one who's been there for every milestone while their biological father was playing uncle. Mr. Chen, Patricia interjects. What's in the best interest of the children? Not being raised by someone who can lie for 7 years straight. Michael, Sarah pleads, please don't take them from me. Like you took them from me, every day for 7 years, you stole their truth from me. I gave you their love. You gave me a lie. Patricia holds up a hand. Let's take a break. In the hallway, Richard pulls me aside. You can win this. Full custody. She'll get supervised visitation at best. And the kids? They'll adapt. Children are resilient. I think about Lily crying for her family, Tommy's betrayed face, Emma's two wise questions. What if I don't want to win that way? Richard frowns. What do you mean? I recorded every conversation after I knew. I pull out my phone, play him a recording from 3 nights ago. Sarah sobbing, admitting everything, but also saying something else, that she chose me to be their father because she knew I'd be the best father, that Mark was exciting, but I was stable, that she loved me in her way. This is gold, Richard says. This guarantees you everything. Or I could use it differently. When we returned to the mediation room, I put my phone on the table. I have a recording that would destroy Sarah's case. Full admission of guilt, premeditation, everything. Sarah goes pale. Her lawyer reaches for it. But, I continue, I also have 3 kids at home who need both their parents, even if those parents can't stand each other right now. What are you proposing? Patricia asks. Joint custody, 60-40 in my favor. Sarah gets them weekends and 1 weeknight. I get final say on schools and medical decisions. She pays child support. Not because I need it, but because it's right. And Mark Wagner is not allowed within 500 feet of my children without my explicit permission. Michael, Sarah starts. Those are my terms. Take them, or I play the recording and we let a judge decide. Sarah's lawyer whispers urgently in her ear. Sarah nods. We accept. I lit the match. That night, I stand in my backyard with a metal trash can and a pile of documents. Every email, every receipt, every piece of evidence that could destroy Sarah completely. The match is in my hand, dancing in the evening breeze. The kids are inside, watching a movie. I can hear their laughter through the window. They don't know I hold their mother's future in my hands. They don't know I could burn her world to ash and salt the earth behind it. The flame touches paper. For a moment, I watch it catch, watch the edge curl and blacken, then I blow it out. I can't do it. Not because she deserves mercy, but because they deserve better. They deserve a mother who isn't destroyed, even if she's flawed. They deserve to grow up without the poison of absolute revenge. I put the documents back in their folder, lock them in my filing cabinet. Insurance, maybe. Or maybe just a reminder of the choice I made, to choose love over law, to choose their well-being over my revenge. No revenge, no hatred, just love for 3 kids who didn't choose this. 3 months pass. The new normal isn't normal yet, but it's getting there. The kids split their time between houses. Sarah found an apartment 6 blocks away, close enough for easy transfers, far enough that we don't run into each other at the grocery store. Mark and Jennifer are divorced now, too. He moved to California, something about a fresh start. He sends checks, child support that Sarah is legally required to pass on to me, which I put in college funds for the kids. Blood money, but it'll pay for their education. Tommy still plays baseball. I'm still his coach. He doesn't ask why Uncle Mark doesn't come to games anymore. Today is different, though. Today there's paperwork on my kitchen table that changes everything. What's that? Lily asks, climbing into my lap. Just some important papers. Is it about the divorce? No, sweetheart. The divorce is already done. Then what? It's about making sure I'm your daddy forever. She looks at me like I'm being silly. You're already my daddy forever. I know, but sometimes we need papers to make things official. The adoption documents are straightforward. Sarah has already signed her consent. Since I'm already the legal father, it's more formality than necessity. But I need it. Need the law to confirm what the heart already knows. Daddy, Emma says, coming in from the living room, can we hang the new picture? The new family portrait. Just me and the kids this time, taken at the park last week. Everyone's smiling, really smiling, not the forced grins of posed photos. Tommy's making bunny ears behind Lily's head. Emma's mid-laugh. I look tired but happy. Where should we put it? I ask. Next to the old one, Lily says. We're keeping the old one. It's still our family, just from before. From before. That's how they talk about it now. Before and after. Like our life was split by an earthquake, but we're building on the same land. As I hang the photo, I notice something on the mantle. The DNA test kit box. I'd thrown it away months ago. Why is this here? We're using it for treasures, Tommy explains. He opens it to show me. Inside, Lily's latest drawing of our new family, Emma's perfect attendance certificate, Tommy's baseball card collection, a photo from their last birthday party, the first one at 2 houses. See, Lily says, the box that had the bad news now holds good stuff. The DNA didn't matter anymore. Out of the mouths of babes. That's perfect, I tell them. That evening after dinner, after homework, after the usual chaos of bedtime routines, I sit alone in the living room. The adoption papers are signed, ready to file tomorrow. Not that they change anything, really. I've been their father all along. But somehow it matters, making it official. Choosing them as deliberately as I now know they were chosen for me, even if that choosing came wrapped in lies. My phone rings. Sarah, did you sign them? She asks. Yes. Thank you. For what? For still wanting to be their father, after everything. They're my kids, Sarah. They've always been my kids. I know. I'm sorry. I know I've said it before, but I know. Do you think you'll ever forgive me? I look at the 2 portraits on the wall, the before and after. Maybe, someday, for their sake. That's more than I deserve. Yes, it is. We hang up. No goodbye, just the end of words. Tommy comes downstairs for water. He stops, sees me looking at the photos. Dad, are you sad? No, buddy, just thinking. About before? About everything. He sits next to me, his small body warm against my side. I'm glad you're our dad. Yeah? Yeah, even if things are different now. You know I love you, right? All 3 of you, more than anything in the world. We know. Lily made up a new song about it. She sings it all the time. It's annoying. I laugh. Does it go, Daddy's girl? How did you know? Lucky guess. After he goes back to bed, I sit in the quiet house. My house now, just mine and theirs, on the days they're here. The silence isn't lonely. It's peaceful. Chosen. Tomorrow I'll file the adoption papers. Tomorrow I'll keep teaching Tommy baseball and reading Emma stories and listening to Lily's songs. Tomorrow I'll keep being their father, just like I have been every day of their lives. The DNA test kit box sits on the mantle, transformed from destroyer to keeper of memories. Proof that we can take the things that break us and turn them into something else. Something better, maybe, or at least something survivable. My phone buzzes. A text from an unknown number. I almost delete it, then see the preview. This is Jennifer. Thank you for telling me the truth. I text back, I'm sorry you had to find out that way. I'm not. The truth, even when it hurts, is better than a beautiful lie. She's right. But looking at my kids' artwork on the refrigerator, their backpacks by the door, their shoes in a messy pile, I also know this. Sometimes the truth isn't about biology or betrayal or who lied to whom. Sometimes the truth is simpler. The truth is I'm their father. They're my children. We're a family. We don't leave, even when everything else falls apart, even when the DNA says otherwise, even when the world tries to tell us we're not who we think we are. We don't leave. Lily was right from the beginning. She just spelled it wrong on purpose, the way kids do when they know something adults have forgotten. That love isn't about perfect spelling or perfect truth or perfect anything. It's about staying when it would be easier to go. It's about choosing to build rather than burn. It's about 3 kids who need a father and 1 man who needs to be one. DNA be damned. Daddy's not going anywhere. I say it out loud to the empty room, a promise to them, to myself, to whatever's listening. Tomorrow there will be more challenges, more questions, more moments when the biology tries to matter more than the history. But tonight, in this house that's broken and whole at the same time, But these children who aren't mine but are everything to me, I know exactly who I am. I'm their father, the real one, the only one that counts, and that's a truth no test can take away. If you've been through a family crisis that redefined everything, you know that love isn't about blood, it's about choice. Every single day, we choose our families. And sometimes, just sometimes, that choice is more powerful than any biological truth could ever be. What would you choose, the truth that destroys or the lie that protects? There's no right answer. There's only what we can live with and what our children need from us. Share your own story of chosen family below. Sometimes the family we build from the ashes is stronger than the one we thought we had. And remember, subscribe for more stories of ordinary people facing impossible choices and finding that love, real love, is always a choice we make, not a test we take. The DNA test kit box sits on my shelf now, holding 3 new things. Lily's latest drawing titled My Real Family, Tommy's All-Star certificate with my name as coach, and Emma's Father's Day card that says, DNA means Daddy never abandons. She looked up what DNA meant and made her own definition. Kids do that. Take the things that could destroy us and turn them into something beautiful, something true, something that no test, no betrayal, no secret can ever take away. We don't leave. We just learn what staying really means.